Happy Sunday, everybody. I just wanted to say thanks for tuning in to the latest 614 video. Be sure to click like or subscribe for future content. You know, I've been trying to do this video for some time now, and I finally gotten around to it. So I wanted to discuss and make my prediction today that Ohio and all of the other states in our country are going to be facing a massive teacher shortage within the next year to 2 years. I've come across a lot of information, and I've been reading a little bit on the topic, and I wanted to share a little bit of that with you today. Basically, those concerns about teacher scarcity are driven by a variety of reasons, starting with obviously the original lockdown during the pandemic months and stretching that out to over a year and a half. And in Ohio, there are several underlying factors in addition to those shutdowns, really, that are leading people in different directions with their lives. And I guess that's the point. To understand all the underlying factors is what I wanted to try to describe with you today. So it's not so much has to do with the shutdown as the culture of education today. And ideally, the folks that are entering education programs has been declining for the last 10 years, 12 years. So the statistics that I wanted to share with you is that if you were to survey young people starting in 2011, you would find out that teaching used to be ranked maybe the third most interesting subject for someone to follow up with. In other words, to go on to university and get a degree in education. And now it's dropped down to 8th place. And again, I find that mind-boggling to me because, you know, they give questionnaires to new students or high school students that, you know, you want to survey your inventory, you want to find out what you're interested in. And from 2007, I believe, to 2017, this decreased significantly. So, you know, over a period of 10 years, you're looking at a massive drop in just people going into the field of education or wanting to become teachers. And I'm going to read with you a little bit, so you have to bear with me. So the Center for American Progress also in 2019 found declining enrollment in all teacher preparation programs nationally. So there were 1/3 fewer students enrolling in this type of coursework nationwide. And in Ohio, just to give you an idea, because it varies state to state, we saw a decline of nearly 50%. And it was one of 9 states that dropped total enrollees by more than 10,000 young people going into education between the years 2010 and 2018. So seeing those drops, especially on these different public school venues or opportunities for people to go into public education, the future workforce just isn't going to be there to sustain the class sizes that we have today. Furthermore, as a state, in fact, across the country, you know, the problem is really just worsening. And I don't see it getting much better anytime soon. So let's fast forward a couple of years. And I guess it's easier to understand some of the teacher shortages. Clearly, the pandemic started some of these issues. It wasn't the cause of these issues, but you know, there were other factors contributing to it before then. And I guess it means when we're looking at policymakers or advocates needing to focus on all of these underlying issues that I'm talking about. For instance, let's talk about you know, teacher pay. You know, I can attest to the fact that teachers, you're not entering the profession for the money. But there's no denying that compensation does figure into a young person's mindset when they're looking for different careers to explore. You know, they want to be able to hang their hat on a career for 25 years, 30 years, and give everything they've got. But if that is one of the mitigating factors for people to look into becoming teachers, then I think that needs to be explored. So I wanted to circle back with another statistic that I had touched on briefly. You know, in the United States, there's about 3.1 or possibly 3.2 million teachers in our classrooms. And over the course of the last couple of years, I found some very interesting statistics. For example, I found out that 400,000 roughly teachers left the classroom during 2019 or 2020 school year to seek different employment, to never return to the classroom. So that was alarming to me when you see the Bureau of Labor Statistics putting out data around the same time that says that that many people in a workforce can leave and not raise the alarm bells is just beyond me, because we will simply not have enough teachers to fill those ranks. And it was a conversation that needs to be had at I think at a state and a national level, just to be aware of what's happening in the next couple of years. And furthermore, every year out of that 3.1 million, you've got a certain percentage, maybe 3%, that are going to just naturally retire. So they're leaving the field. And when you put all those numbers together, I'm looking at the drop in Ohio, but there are so many other states that this is going to affect. And I just wanted to put the conversation out there. So if you feel so inclined, feel free to drop some information or questions, comments below, and hopefully stick around for future content. Thanks a lot.